Okay, let's just dive right into this. I want you to picture yourself in the exam hall. It's finals week. The air is incredibly thick with tension. You're sitting at your desk, the clock is ticking down, and then the invigilator's voice suddenly cuts right through the silence.
Time is up. Put your pens down. You look down at your desk in sheer panic. With only 10 minutes left, 3/4 of your exam is completely blank. The students all around you are furiously scribbling their final thoughts, but you're just frozen. You realize, with this absolute crushing weight on your chest, that you are going to fail. You regret every single moment you procrastinated. You would literally give anything to turn back time. The proctor reaches out to pull the blank paper right from your desk. And then, a loud, blaring sound jolts you awake. It's your alarm clock. You jolt upright in bed, heart pounding, sweating. You grab your phone, look at the calendar, and a massive wave of relief just washes over you. It was just a nightmare. You haven't failed. You have exactly 1 week left until your exams begin. But the real question is, what are you going to do with this 1 week so that nightmare doesn't become your reality?
All right, section 1, the finals nightmare and waking up to reality. Let's be totally honest here. The pressure and anxiety students face right now, it's immense. It can feel completely paralyzing, especially since finals can account for 20 to 40% of your overall grade. We try to escape the anxiety, which leads us right into a dangerous trap. Have you ever sat at your desk for, say, 4 hours staring at a book, but learned absolutely nothing? Your eyes glaze over, you read the exact same paragraph 5 times, and you start scrolling on your phone out of pure frustration. You feel guilty, so you stay in the chair, but zero actual learning is happening. We need to look at fake studying versus strategic studying. So where does this come from? Well, this is what we call fake studying, and it's actually a childhood survival mechanism. When we were young, we were taught that sitting at a desk for a long time equaled being a good student. If we didn't sit there, we'd get a lecture or worse from our parents. So we learned to pretend. We started measuring our success by the hours we sat, not the actual knowledge we gained. You have to break this psychological barrier right now. It is a massive waste of your time. Moving on to section 2, strategic insights and triaging your materials. Look, with only a week left, you cannot read every single page of your textbooks. It's literally impossible. You must act like an emergency room doctor and triage. Advisory recommends immediately dividing your massive mountain of notes into 3 distinct categories. First, definite content. This is the stuff explicitly mentioned in study guides or review sessions. You have to master this first. Second, probable content. These are the concepts your professor emphasized repeatedly in lectures. Third, possible content. This is everything else. Do not waste your precious final days drowning in possible content until you have absolutely mastered the definite and probable material. But here's the terrifying reality of your brain. Shorelight highlights the Ebbinghaus forgetting curve, which proves that within 24 hours of learning something new, you will forget 75% of it if you don't review it. 75%! This is mathematically why cramming the night before without prior review is doomed to fail. Your brain will literally just dump the information. So, how do we beat that forgetting curve? We use spaced repetition. Advisory points us to the highly effective 1-3-5-7 rule. It works like this. You learn the material on day 1. You review it briefly on day 3, again on day 5, and one final time on day 7. This forces the information to move from your short-term memory directly into your long-term memory. It locks it in for good. Which brings us to section 3, practical methods, executing the plan. So how do you get the highest possible output from your brain without completely burning out? Enter the Pomodoro technique. Forbes and university success offices swear by this method. You study with absolute, ruthless intensity for exactly 25 minutes. Then, you step away for 5 minutes. You repeat this cycle 4 times, and then you reward yourself with a longer 15 to 30-minute break. This completely prevents learning fatigue. It keeps your cognitive output incredibly high because your brain knows a break is always just around the corner.
Next up is the Feynman technique. This is how you ensure you actually understand the material rather than just blindly memorizing it. Take a complex concept you just studied. Now explain it out loud as if you're talking to a 10-year-old. When you stumble, when you can't quite find the simple words, you've just instantly exposed a gap in your own knowledge. Go back to your notes, fill that gap, and try again. Now, let's deploy some rapid-fire, science-backed study hacks. First, read the chapter questions before you read the lesson text. This primes your brain to look for the important answers. Second, use a pen and paper. Physical writing engages multiple senses and cements memory far better than typing. Third, switch subjects every 30 minutes to prevent your brain from getting totally numb.
And finally, create visual mind maps to connect complex ideas on a single page. But listen to me, none of those hacks matter if you don't do this next step. You must ruthlessly eliminate digital distractions. Point Lomit Nazarene University explicitly warns that even having your phone nearby is enough to stop efficient studying. Studies show that a single notification can derail your focus, and it can take up to 2 hours to fully return to your previous state of deep concentration. 2 hours! Silence the phone, put it in another room, use app blockers. Treat your focus like it's a matter of survival, because right now it is. Section 4, the mindset shift, redefining the grind. To actually execute all of this, you need a massive psychological shift. You need to completely change how you view the act of studying itself, or you're going to break down before exam day. Let this harsh truth sink in. Studying is a responsibility, not a passion. Society lies to us and says we need to love learning or feel motivated to study. No. Nobody naturally loves sitting down and memorize formulas or historical dates when they could be relaxing. You have to neutralize your emotions. It is a strict responsibility you execute regardless of whether you feel like it or not. And to fuel that responsibility, you need one highly specific number: 8. Pulling an all-nighter is the ultimate form of self-sabotage. Multiple university sources, from Advisory to Shorelight, make it explicitly clear. Sleep is when your brain physically moves facts from short-term to long-term memory. If you do not get 7 to 9 hours of sleep, especially the night before the exam, the information you crammed will literally just vanish. Finally, Section 5, your last stand. Time to execute. We are at the finish line. This is your last stand. You have the strategies, you know how to triage, and you have the mindset. Now, how do you handle those final hours right before the exam begins? You optimize your physical state. Don't eat junk food. Fuel up with brain foods like berries, dark chocolate, and nuts to keep your energy totally stable. If panic sets in, use the 4-7-8 breathing technique. Inhale for 4 seconds, hold for 7, exhale for 8, to force your nervous system to calm down. Take a brisk 10-minute walk to get blood flowing to your brain. Visualize yourself walking into that room and successfully executing your plan. You woke up from the nightmare. You have the time, you have the exact step-by-step strategy to triage your materials, beat the forgetting curve, and lock in your focus. The only thing left now is action. So I'm leaving you with one final question. Will you close this explainer, put your phone in another room, and start your first 25-minute Pomodoro block right now? Your time starts now.